Hey, this is RePenWolf-Gaming, and welcome back to Lucuna. We got all our details that we needed, and I think we know what a guy looks like. And we're at HQ, and we gotta confront our boss about his illicit relationship. That can't be good. Oh, we got more news to download. See what that's gonna talk about. Wealth gap keeps increasing. Article by Amy Mandel. A new study at the Institute for Planetary Equality has concluded that both the wealth and income gaps between Gar's rich and poor has further increased since a similar study was published 5 years ago. The disparity between upper and lower layer citizens in Gar's center districts is especially striking. In 1834, ground-level inhabitants made an average approximately 20% of upper's income, which decreased further to a little over 15% last year. The problem is only amplified by an accelerating gentrification process, it's making affordable living space increasingly hard to come by in parts of the lower layers. Those who can afford to stay are often those there by choice rather than necessity. A mix of artists, surveillance skeptics, academics, and other small groups for whom the lower layers are their preferred living space. Oh. This is not to say that life for uppers is always easy. The study has also shown that increasing disparities in CEO pay to worker pay, 400 to 1, average percentage of income goes to rent 40%. Average percentage of income that goes to rent is 40%. The other metrics affect virtually all parts of society. I mean, this place is becoming more and more dystopian, that's for sure. I think the average for some people is like anywhere from 20 to 50% of income goes to rent right now here in the United States. And this thing is green. We have a gun on us. I guess it just detects that it's our gun. Morning, Conrad. People definitely know us. Hey, Neil. Hey, Saito. It's good to see you. This case really has me on edge. Yeah, me too. The chief wanted me to tell you that we invited 2 special guests. They're waiting for you in the conference room upstairs. Yep. There we go. Just gotta get some cables out of the way here. Who? Why? The CEO of Millex and Dyson Enterprises. They had dinner with Benny right before he was shot. Millex and Dyson, as in probably the biggest mining companies in the world. Honestly, you probably don't even need to say mining for that to be accurate. Holy shit, wish someone had told me earlier. I'm not exactly prepared for this. Sorry, I just got word from the chief. That reminds me, he also wants to talk to you after you question them. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Talk to the CEOs. Which floor are they on? Okay, that's just an elevator. Okay, can't open that door. Oh. That helps. So here's the CEOs. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm Agent Neil Conrad. Good morning, Mr. Conrad. Abbott Dyson Enterprises. Morning, Dan Kim, Millex. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's get right to the point then. I have a busy day ahead of me. Yes, of course. The 2 of you had dinner with Mr. Benny last night, correct? Yes. And you're aware of what happened after he left. We were just told it's terrible. It's a tragedy. Our upcoming negotiations with Benny were of the utmost importance to our relationship with Drovia. Not that you had any real interest in negotiating. What are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying very clearly that you only stand to gain from this tragedy. I mean, it's pretty true, right? These guys are competitors to each other, it seems. With Benny dead, any real hope for Drovian independence goes out the window. Which means we maintain the status quo, where you already have all you want. That's preposterous. Was I or was I not at the negotiating table. If everything had been hunky-dory, I would have stayed on Milan. That doesn't change the fact that the only ones who will suffer from this once again be the Drovian people. Oh, come on, as if you give a damn about the Drovian people. The only aspect of Drovian independence you care about is your prospect of selling Telenium to whoever you want. Okay, you're competitors. This is a difficult situation, I get it. I'm mostly interested in last night. Let me think. Did Benny seem paranoid? Did Benny have enemies? What was this? What was that after? What was that dinner about? It's about me asking, why were you at dinner with him in the first place? The mining business is an important pillar of the system-wide economy. We talk to politicians sometimes. So it was a lobbying thing, and it was just the three of you. Just the three of us and our staff. I wouldn't say lobbying necessary. Really more of a social event. I mean, when you're in those upper crust of society, social events and business are the same thing. Of course, you sometimes talk business at those. I imagine you do. So were there important business things to talk about? We mostly save those for the trade summit, which I suppose we cut short now without its protagonist. I see. Let me think. Did Benny seem paranoid? Did Benny seem strange last night? Maybe an edge or paranoid? No, but I never met him before, so I wouldn't know what he's normally like. What about you, Mr. Dyson? I knew him quite well. We traveled here from Jovia on the same ship. Behaved normally last night, I would say. I see. Did he have any enemies? Anyone who stands to gain from maintaining the status quo, I suppose. Yeah. Or maybe anyone is happy that all of Jovia will be really riled up over this. There was no real chance they would have gotten their independence from these negotiations anyway. But maybe now they'll revolt and just take it. Ever thought about that? I don't think much about conspiracy theories, no. Nobody concrete, maybe someone disgruntled or someone who overtly threatened him. No. But to be fair, veiled threats are much more common in politics anyway. Any veiled threats then? None that I'm aware of. Me neither. Let's see. Alright, thank you for your time. So this guy wasn't too scandalous or anything that we can tell. Could you give me your cell contacts? I may need to get back to you in case I have more questions. Why not? Of course, there you go. Okay, I mean, that conversation was kind of useless to us. A waste of time. Where do we gotta go now? Let's see. Talk to the chief. Which floor is the chief on? Go talk to the chief. Is the chief on the first floor? It would seem like to me a guy like that would be like on the very top or the very bottom, like in the basement somewhere. Wish there was a sign. He wouldn't be at the front desk, that's for sure. Okay. It's never quite easy to figure out where everything is in this place. There's a door here. This is these guys. Over here? Oh, there we go. No? Maybe up a level. We can't go up a level. There's like this thing blocking us. trying to find you, Chief, but our character doesn't remember where your office is, apparently. One moment, I'll be back until I find it. Alright, I'm back. Well, there's a floor plan, like, right here. It says the 4th floor is the Chief's office, so the basement is in... It doesn't tell us. Interrogation is number 2. So what floor are we on? It's like you're here kind of deal. I'm guessing this is floor 1. This is 2. 3. How do we get up to the 4th floor? I mean, I imagine using an elevator of some sort. Why does this game gotta make it complicated by blocking the stairs? I don't understand. What do you mean? Let's look at this thing again. The Chief is on the 4th floor, yeah. Oh wait, is this the 4th floor? Agent Conrad, good morning. Good morning, Chief. Saito told me you wanted to talk to me. I do. Let's not beat around the bush. Agent Long informed me about your suspicion that a hostile power recently tried to get close to me. Do you have any reliable proof of that? I have some testimonies that point to it. That is, if you were the client, after all. I found a girl named Lilia tied up in her apartment. She works for the local Lotus escort agency. She was going to meet a man named Liam Campbell 2 days ago. That's why I thought you know. I'll save you the headache. Yes, I am the client. What makes you think a hostile agent was involved? It seems like the woman who paid you a visit wasn't the real escort. She had a procedure done to look very similar to her. She also seems to be in contact with Banny's murderer. We have a recording of the conversation. It seems probable that she tried to take advantage of her connection to the escort agency. I see. Any idea what her objective might be? Did you notice anything suspicious when you met her? Nothing comes to mind. She didn't seem particularly interested in my professional life. Did anything go missing since you visited? It sounds like you already have a suspicion, not with it. The fake escort talked about some data she stole, I think from you. Is that what the sniper is going to hand over at Jor's Plaza? Exactly. Don't have any relevant data at home, except on my cell, of course. Maybe she got access to your cell without you noticing. I'll talk about that with my superiors. Understand? Look, sir. I can help but notice that you're dissatisfied with my decision to talk to Agent Long about your involvement. I was following the chain of command. I mean, we could have saved our boss some trouble. But this guy should be more careful. Like, if we didn't do this, the thing could happen again, right? I mean, maybe he would fix himself, but I don't know. Unless we really like this guy, but we don't know. Like, we didn't get any, like, opinion from Niel here about that. But nobody is above the law. And you got, what's it called? Compromised. So you got fucked up. I was simply following the chain of command. What should I have done instead? Keep it a secret? You could have called me before talking to Agent Long. It's part of the case now. It's part of the case now anyway. Of course, it will be looked into. I'll make sure to assign someone. One more thing, Conrad. You didn't talk to a girl named Sheila Nowak, did you? I did. She wanted to know if you were alright. Might want to give her a call. Is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. Looks like she finally has all the money she needs to go to the university. That's good to hear. We have to focus on the sniper now. The handover is taking place in less than 3 hours. Let's get on to the mission briefing. They're waiting for us. How was it talking to those two CEOs? They don't seem to like each other very much. What did you expect? Top mining guy from Drovia and top mining guy from Gara. They're probably mortal enemies. I expected them to be less open about it. You'd think that rich and influential folks would be more reserved. I mean, what I did there is that maybe we could have did it all in-house, but that, to me, that seems kind of corrupt. Yeah, we'd have the chief in our back pocket, you know, influence-wise. But, you know, he might see that and see us as a threat, and I wouldn't want him to turn on me either. You'd think that rich and influential folks would be more reserved. But the truth is, many of them are most brazen. Least classy individuals in the system. Now that we've completed, let's recap what we found out so far. Our suspect goes by Diaz, but his real name seems to be Boyd. He is still at large. He shot Benny around 1:39 this morning from the top of the floor of Sakura Hotel. Shortly after, he was picked up by an unknown accomplice who dropped him off in the lower layers. That's when we switched to a stolen boat as his second getaway vehicle. He docked it at Mantua Harbor, where his ID was picked up nearby at a train station. He then paid a woman called Zora a visit. She seems to be involved in another scheme that might be linked to our case. Earlier this week, she attacked and tied up an escort girl named Lilia Clark to temporarily assume her identity. She went to see an important client in her stead and stole some data from him. The sniper convinced her to give him the stick containing that data. He will pass it to an unknown third party at Jorah's Plaza at 08:30. The plan is to intervene and catch the sniper and associates red-handed. We are going to place plainclothes agents in the cafes and snipers on the rooftops. The operation will be overseen by Agent Kumar, head of the response team. Conrad and I will be waiting from the sidelines ready to go if needed. Jorah's Plaza is a popular place with lots of breakfast joints. It will be swarming with people. We have to be very careful not to endanger any civilians. Questions? How will we identify the sniper? Conrad has been collecting data on what he looks like. We have to rely on that. Do you have any details on the woman the sniper visited? Not really. She was surprised to see our perp. It seems like the meeting wasn't part of their original plan. We're not sure if he lied to her to get the stick. If so, it's possible that he's not planning on taking it to the handover at all. Alright then, Conrad, go ahead and submit the sheet on what the sniper looks like. Take your time to go over all the logs and evidence again. We only have one chance to get this right. I'm happy with what we got. We find out that a wig fell off his head, right? He cut his arm, there's bandages in the boat, and there was beard clippings all over the boat that was red. So, yeah. I got the sheet from Conrad, forwarding it to Agent Kumar now. Let's get ready. Keep Gara pure. Oh shit. We're in some kind of like intelligence booth here. Maybe a van that has like our flying van. Entrance and nothing yet. T-minus 90 seconds. Damn it, more crowded out there than I expected. Entrance B, nothing so far. I don't think our snipers would get a clear shot. Possible target from entrance C, now at the fountain, still alone. Let's hope we won't need them. We got a possible match. Let's hope we won't need them. Possible target walked up to a woman and child. They are... Did I ever tell you that story of how I joined the CDI? Suspect from entrance D is being joined by an obese man. Yeah, you saved Mayor Glover's life when you were still... Unit Alpha, we're up. Still a policeman. Copy that. I wasn't on duty that day, but when I saw the guy out there, I didn't hesitate. Looks like, boss, have a look at the one in the black shirt sitting north of the fountain. Shit, I was so nervous when the chief involved me for an interview. Target bears similar description. Uh-oh. Make a stop right there. Tie your shoes. Don't think it got me nervous again in the 15 years until... okay. It's going down any second now. Let's focus. Seems to be a date. Okay, looks like they're just checking out the crowd, trying to find the target. I can hear a suspect A talking. Sounds harmless so far. This time is now exactly 8:30. Keep your eyes open. No matches of a target description yet. Did we get the right description? Maybe he shows up late. Person at entrance B looks like a very close match. Bald, no beard, cut arm. Unit Beta, go after him. He is headed towards the fountain. Can I get an audio feed? Yeah, bald guy right there. It's not close enough yet, picking up the pace. Seems to be moving towards the man sitting right ahead. They're shaking hands, very likely to be the accomplice. Alright, Beta, move in and make the rest. Get the suspect and his accomplice, be discreet. Don't make more noise than you need to. I think they noticed you. Uh-oh. And these guys are armed and dangerous, possibly. Big guy is getting up. You spooked them. Get a move on. Other guy is standing up and reaching into his pocket. Uh-oh. Watch out. Gun. Shit. Everybody's running away from the gunfire. Time to run away from the people. Through the crowd. What? How far away are we? There's a hole in the fountain. We got him. There's our bolt guy. I was going to make the arrest when the big guy jumped out of his chair. He started to make a run for it, and the other one pulled a gun on me. Luckily, I was already close enough to grab it. I think nobody got hurt. Excellent work. Did any of the other people running away strike you as suspicious? No, everybody started moving when the gun discharged. Good. Let's bring them in and see what they have to say. See, Conrad, good things come to good people. Maybe. Oh, we got a matching description. Joris Plaza. You got a bunch of achievements. We're just sitting here like, oof, we did it.
Once the adrenaline had worn off, the uncomfortable train seat and glaring sunlight were the only things stopping me from falling asleep. My implants had been injecting me with a substance keeping me alert and focused all night, and now I came crashing down hard. The confrontation at Joris Plaza had been hairier than expected, but catching the sniper and his associate was a huge win. I wondered if this was the beginning of the end of the case, or just its beginning. I finally got up at my stop and left the train, only to suddenly wake up in my seat again and realize it had been a dream. I decided to stand next to the door for the rest of the ride.
A guy like this on a mission like this, he probably wouldn't be sleeping too well. A lot of adrenaline keeping you wired, twitchy. That adrenaline crash though, I know how that feels. A lot of high stress.
A cool breeze cut into the train cart and through the haze of fatigue when the doors opened. I considered visiting Kat, suddenly feeling an urge to inhale the woody, slightly dusty air in our old apartment. Kat had filled it with what she affectionately called real things. She loved leather, cloth, paper, and plants, and hated the clean metallic surfaces at my apartment. Sometimes I did too.
I kind of prefer the metal though. Metal is so much more durable, it'll last longer. I've had so many like wooden furniture things and they always seem to have like a nick, or I had a desk and I had a knife that would always like stab into my desk all the time. So that thing would never last. Leather wears out over time if it's not some very tough stuff. You have to kind of treat it with like oil and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've made it through, and we solved the case. It's time to chill, and I'll see you guys later in the next one. Sorry. Bye.